Welcome back to the channel, folks. I'm your host, Fog. Thank you for joining another episode here on Battle Gamers. And today, it's been almost a month since we've seen the last new game released on the Infinity game table. Yes, quite a span of time. I was kind of wondering what was going on, if we were really running into some scenario of like gotcha moment, but no, they came through. And they've got a little bit of titles lined up in the advertisements that they do coming, the coming soon type of advertisements. They do have a Harry Potter version or Harry Potter themed Trivial Pursuit coming out. They've obviously launched a new game today. That's what we're talking about, which is Speedy Service. Nice little time management game is what I would call it. Resource management game is how some other people would refer to it. But wanted to show this off. There were a couple other updates as well. A couple of the games got some updates over the holiday, over the past, let's say 3 or 4 weeks. I didn't really notice anything major out of them, but Yahtzee was one of them. There was an update that you could go in and grab. There was also one for Scrabble, and there was also one for the Gen Smack Trivia. And I grabbed all of them, didn't really see any major changes. Obviously on the trivia, they may have been adding in additional questions or something that you might not easily be able to see. But unfortunately, as we've noticed, not everything has version notes when they do an update. So it's not like you see actually what the updates are coming through. But reason why we're here today is the new game, the new release. Let's take a look at Speedy Service. So this is $4.99. It came out today, the 27th of January. It's going to be available at that price moving forward is what it looks like. Some of the other ones launch and they say like limited time price. And, once you buy it, you really don't see what they're actually upping the price to down the road. But this one looks to be like $4.99 coming out the door. As I said, it's kind of a time management / resource management game. If you've ever played more casual style games, there's some like Sally's Salon, these are older, or Cake Mania, or Diner Dash potentially. These would have been on mobile phones as well as your PC games. They kind of fall into a kind of genre where it's around, maximizing or utilizing the best use of the time you're given. Speedy Service is kind of like that, but not exactly like that. So let's take a look at it right now. Speedy Service is you're running a restaurant. You've got people coming in, so it kind of gives you the rundown. You've got people coming in, so you tap the guest book to get them seated. You then take their order by tapping on the table. Then you go and pick up the food by tapping on where the food comes out, I guess the serving counter. And then you tap on the table it goes to, which will have an arrow. And then you have to grab the cash after they've left. Then you have to clean the table, and all during that time you're racing against a clock, and you're also having to deal with multiple people coming in through the restaurant in the same repetitive cycle, right, so to speak. Not a bad repetitive cycle, let's just say repetitive cycle. Unlike games that would have been more casual based like Diner Dash and that, most of those, and Sally's Salon would be one, and Cake Mania would be another one. Essentially, most of those are stage-based. Like you play for X amount of minutes, like 3 minutes, and you try to maximize how much money or score you can get within that 3 minutes. Speedy Service is not that way. You are racing the clock the whole time, and once you get towards the clock, and it's based upon making money, if you make money or if you get enough money to keep it running, then the clock resets and just keeps going. So it never ends. It's a never-ending cycle of madness. So let's go ahead and jump in and check out Speedy Service here. So you can see you start at the getting people seated. You basically have 2, so you probably want to drop them closest to the food counter because obviously that is going to be the shortest distance your character has to move. So this is just like a little bit of a structure. And then you take their order by tapping on the table, and now you can go down here and you can seat 2 more. And you could have seated these 2 people without even taking the order. It's however you want to run it. Now there's another difference, and you can see the foods come up here, and we'll drop it off. Now there's another difference compared to other time management games, like there's more casual ones, where you can't queue up actions. Everything is a single tap, right? I have to take this person here, and I can't like tap to be able to start taking their order until that person's been seated or until that has been completed. So we'll take that order, we'll grab some money here. That money now gets us to the level where we get more time, so to speak. So then the counter keeps going. And I'm gonna lose this more than likely because I'm focused on explaining it. So I can go ahead and clear their table off. I can grab these people's food, but I should be able, before delivering that in other games, to be able to say like, hey, go here next, and it would queue up certain orders, right? Certain things you could do. This one is all based upon like one action at a time. So I have to tap down here, and I can't tap on the food now and queue it up, or it sends me back. Like, it should be, well, not that it should be, but other games would be like, I could set order of structure to do things, and then it would allow me to pre-stage certain actions. But in this one, it's one tap at a time, if you get my meaning there, and you can only do one thing at a time. So you have to constantly tap. And that's part of the challenge of it being a quicker style pace, right? You wanna be able to have a challenge that's not just simply stage-based. So we'll clean off some tables here. We'll go ahead and take their order. We'll go down here and seat some more people by tapping on the, on the little pedestal. We've got only one person here, and then we can take this person's order. Now we can go pick up the food, drop it off here. Now let's go seat some more people, and then we'll grab that order. So it's a constant barrage of like, and I've seated 2 people here in the 4-person table. That's a bad thing probably. Because there, you'll notice there's like 3 4-seater tables, and the rest are 2-seater tables. So you probably want to maximize the best use of that as well. Let's see, we'll grab this person. I don't know how much money we're going to make off of this table. Not enough. See, we need $560. We only have $360, and nobody's finished. So the game is probably going to fail out here. But that's kind of the gist of how Speedy Service goes. And it's quite interesting to see this type of game make the leap from a more casual stage-based stage-based game mechanic to a non-stop, just continuous gameplay mechanic. There's a little bit of similarities, but there's actually a good bit of difference. But I like the game overall. It's quite fun. I've went through and probably gotten to like day 5 or 6, and every time you get your quota of money, that's like one day. So then you go to day 2, but it never stops, right? It's just continuous. And then when you're done, it says, oh, you made it to day 3 and you made $1,080 kind of thing. But overall, that's about it. In terms of the settings, not really anything exciting. There's no vibration built into the table. You have your standard audio and your sound effects. You have your home to get back to the main screen here, the main start screen. You have your dashboard to get back to the main dash of the Infinity game table, and then you also have how to play. So overall, game's pretty simplistic, quite fun to sit there and kind of work through and play, in short bursts. I would probably say you wouldn't sit there and play that one all day. Some people might, but if you're sitting down, you've got time to waste, drink some coffee, you can sit there and kind of blow through it and see how far you can get. It's quite a fun game. There's no online connectivity or anything like that, so you're obviously going to just be playing against yourself, essentially, or one person at a time kind of thing. The updates, though, for anything else on the table, we are seeing some other, like billiards is on there. That should be coming here shortly. I know that next week, I believe it is when the Harry Potter Trivial Pursuit drops, based upon the advertisements here on the table. So some good things coming down for the table. They're getting back into the releasing some games. They're obviously utilizing some of their bigger IP. So lots of good things to come, I hope. We'll definitely keep an eye on it. We'll definitely keep talking about the new games as they come out the day they release. That way everybody knows what they're getting into when they go to buy it. Because I still have not gotten any kind of insight into how well or how easy it is to return a game or get your refund for a game, or get your money back, however you want to look at it, if you don't like a game. So Obviously, keep checking back here at the channel. We'll keep reviewing each of the games, at least just giving an overview. This is not really a personal review. Whether you like the game or not, base it upon the gameplay that you see. Don't base it upon just my opinion. Choose your own opinion in that scenario. But want everybody to keep checking back. Love talking about the Infinity Game Table still. I know there's more comments coming into on each of the games we talk about and the actual Infinity Game Table review that I did. You know, people are going to have differing opinions. That's great. Definitely keep putting them in there. Keep talking about what you think is good about the table or what you don't think is good about the table. The developer's going to see that eventually, whether they're looking at it, and we know they have already. It's good feedback on each of these games. If you can, give it a like. That helps get it more visible. If you can do even a bigger favor, share it with somebody that might find it interesting. That way they get a chance to see what the game's like. Put it in forums, whatever it is. Just make sure that people can see like what these games look like before they start buying into them, just to make sure everybody's on the same page. And if you haven't already done so, give us a subscribe. We'd love to see you come back, check out more content here on the channel, especially Infinity Game Table content. We're going to be covering each game that launches. So again, thanks folks. Appreciate your time, and we will talk soon. Bye-bye.